Thank you everyone for joining today's TRM webinar. Cloud is the big buzzword everywhere, and following on that, you are probably hearing more and more about Maximo SaaS. And you might assume that it's all the same, whether it's IBM Direct, any other business partner, or TRM. And if you don't necessarily assume that, you might not really be aware of the true differences. That's what prompted us to put together this brief webinar to let our customers and potential customers know that there is a big, big difference in the ease of use, flexibility, and additional services that come with purchasing Maximo SaaS Flex Plus through TRM. I'm pleased to introduce TRM COO, Don Omura, who will go into a bit of depth about what SaaS Flex Plus is from TRM. And both Don and Jim, our SaaS practice lead, will stay on at the end to take any questions that you might have. With that, I'll go ahead and turn over to you, Don.
Thanks, Liz. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. My name is Don Omura. I'm the COO of TRM, as Liz mentioned. I'm going to give you a short presentation on some of the important points to consider when deciding on your Maximo SaaS partner and the advantages that our company, TRM, delivers to you. Just a little background on TRM. We've been a Maximo integrator for over 20 years. We started our own Maximo SaaS business over 6 years ago, but have since shifted our focus to IBM's Maximo SaaS offering. We are IBM's leading SaaS business partner, the only certified SaaS solution provider, and the first business partner to sell IBM Maximo SaaS and Maximo Bridge to Cloud, which is a special program for existing perpetual on-premise Maximo license holders to migrate into SaaS. In the past 6 months alone, we brought over a dozen clients onto the IBM Maximo SaaS platform. So when considering your SaaS partner, what matters? I think most of these bullets here are self-explanatory, but I'll focus on the first one, which is your partner's understanding of the Maximo SaaS platform and all of the options there. IBM Maximo SaaS is an evolving offering from IBM with new options and capabilities being added frequently. So it's important for your partner to thoroughly understand your options. Make sure you get the right configuration. That's not necessarily an easy task. Also the right service levels, and pricing. Some of these options and changes and evolutions include new license metrics. There's always issues around user counts and user minimums. There are special incentives that continue to evolve for you, and then of course new capabilities. And all of these can change quite frequently, month to month, quarter to quarter. Your other options to consider are your integration options, how you might accomplish that, what's allowable, what's not allowable. That applies to third-party software options that you might want to bring onto the platform, as well as, what are your specific access levels to dev, test, prod. All of these, which will, impact what your final solution will look like and what it means to your organization. So I think the bottom line to this slide is need to think about who's looking out for your best interests, and do you have the internal resources, knowledge, and experience with IBM Maximo SaaS to do this on your own. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the advantages that we bring to IBM Maximo SaaS. We are the most experienced partner out there with onboarding customers onto IBM Maximo SaaS. As I mentioned, we have done quite a few, particularly over the last year. I mentioned previously some of these things here with the number one Maximo SaaS business partner. We also did, we've done some large bridge to cloud deals, which are taking existing on-prem Maximo users and bringing them into Maximo SaaS. And we've done done them under a specific incentive program. We're the only SaaS solution provider for Maximo SaaS. I'll tell you a little bit about what that means later. And then Flex Plus, and that's really where I'm going to spend the next few slides focusing on. And that's our offering. That's value provide for our clients. So what is Flex Plus, and what's the advantage there? It's a no-cost service and platform. So it's both value-added services and platform to help you rapidly onboard into IBM Maximo SaaS and make sure that you are, whether you're coming from no system, a different system other than Maximo or Maximo, that you get into Maximo and you're operating like you should, and you're achieving objectives that you have for moving to SaaS and cloud. We are a part of Flex Plus is we provide additional features and functions that make the SaaS more self-service, easier to use, easier to configure, easier to maintain, and gives you quite a bit of additional capabilities. And then ongoing, we provide personalized L1 support for SaaS, so we are intimately familiar with your system. So when you have problems there, you call us first. So we operate a 24/7 by 365 help desk, and can deal with your issues, knowing your system, knowing you as a client, and then escalating IBM if necessary. So I mentioned part of the Flex Plus advantage is the platform enhancements, and again, these come at no additional cost, and of course you can choose to utilize them or not. It's really your decision. Part of that platform includes a rules manager, rules writing engine that's been around for over 10 years. It includes an on-screen training guide and checklists, as well as tooltips. So it allows your users to see on screen while they go into Maximo application what functions they need to perform, what fields they need to fill out, how to fill it out. It gives them the order to fill it out in if there is one. And when they click on the checklist, it actually takes them and highlights the field on the screen dynamically. And there's also a tooltip engine there that when you hover over a field, you can put in information about that field or anything you want to communicate to your user about that field. It gives you all that capability online. It's again, interactive. It's very good for new users. It's very good for, I'd say, infrequent users who may not remember how they were supposed to do something that they did a week ago. So it rapidly or dramatically increases user adoption and value. The platform also includes a load testing engine where you can easily script and record Maximo functions. You can save those, and then you can run it against your system and see how it affects performance on a number of different system areas. You can see how it's performing at the end user level. This is if you have a complex organization with a lot of configurations, it can be very important. Or if you're in an organization that has quite a bit of users. It also includes a QA and testing engine, so you can again create I call them, I guess, business processes or scripts. Very easy to record. You can save those. So anytime you make an update or any configuration change, you can run those scripts and then make sure your Maximo system is performing functionally like you expected. Platform also includes a graphical configuration tool and business writing tool for Anywhere Mobile, which is the IBM mobile platform or software for Maximo. It's the only graphical tool around. It allows you to much more easily configure anywhere, move fields around, that sort of thing, add fields, as opposed to having to do all of that in XML. So that's what the platform consists of. So what services are included? Should be on the next slide here. So our Flex Plus service includes a SaaS onboarding or onboarding coordinator who helps you through the process of coming on board to IBM Maximo SaaS, helps you look at, identify all the actions that you should be taking and all the issues you should be looking at. We also include a no-cost migration into Maximo SaaS for existing Maximo users who are on 7.5 or higher. That includes all your customizations, your interfaces, your data, attached docs or doc links, and then your mobile solutions such as Anywhere or even third-party mobile solutions that you might have that you want to bring onto the IBM Maximo SaaS platform. As part of the service, we also help you engineer your integration solutions, which can be fairly complex when you're talking about on-prem to SaaS type of integration, or maybe even two different SaaS solutions integrated with each other, so two third-party SaaS solutions. We also help you with engineering your LDAP, should you require that, as well as single sign-on. So all in all, it can save you hundreds of hours of effort that you would have to, put forth internally with your internal resources. So I mentioned the platform. This is sort of give you a graphical view of what that looks like. You can see here on the top is really the whole IBM software infrastructure, and that's where Maximo SaaS resides. That blue horizontal sort of bar in the middle is the IBM Maximo SaaS Flex platform, and then our Flex platform, Flex Plus platform, sits basically right on top of that. Going from left to right, it includes the Anywhere Builder, which is integrated with Anywhere Build Server. And skipping over to the middle block, it includes our secure integration platform, which is where we set up point-to-point VPNs there with clients. That's where you can drop flat files and tables for integration. So we have encrypted communication going back and forth between you and your internal network, and also encrypted high-speed communication directly to the IBM Maximo SaaS Flex platform, all within the IBM software infrastructure. Also, our rules engine sits there, and then both on the prod and the dev test environment. So the next slide here kind of shows you what each of these functions, where each of these functions lie, and that I previously went over. Okay. So how do you get Flex Plus? Essentially, what you do is you acquire IBM Maximo through TRM, and this is really through our SaaS Solution Provider program, and through this designation, and through that program, we provide all of this value add at no additional charge. This SSP program also gives us the highest level of pricing discounts, which we pass on to you, so you can ensure that you're getting the best price. You're not paying extra for any of the value add. The Flex Plus platform is actually then provisioned as an integrated service with IBM Maximo SaaS by the IBM SaaS team. So they've done many of these already. We work closely with the IBM SaaS team, and we have probably at least daily communications with them, and several standing meetings with them as well. So bottom line, you get the best prices, you get the bundled services, and you get the SaaS platform and the SaaS Flex platform all together. So some of the other advantages and offerings that we bring to the table, we do have a special program for customers under the IBM minimum spend. And so what is that? What am I talking about there as well? There are minimum levels of configurations and essentially users and revenue to IBM that they have in order to get on board with the platform, with the SaaS platform. And that includes both minimums for Maximo and Anywhere, should you be going to Anywhere. So if you're below that threshold, we have mechanisms with IBM. It's still on the IBM Maximo SaaS platform to get you into SaaS. So that's something we worked out with IBM over the last year. We also have add-on managed services packages. We have a number of them which you can easily stack on top of your Flex Plus platform. So those include covering all your Maximo admin and help desk responsibilities. Did you want to do that? All of your ongoing configuration, your report writing. We can add advanced asset management capabilities and help you do that and come in and actually set that up for you. We have a number of predefined KPIs and metrics to do that. We can help you with scheduling and planning, make sure you're planning work and executing scheduling, as well as RCM, Reliability Center Maintenance. We also offer hybrid SaaS options. So in the event that you are deciding to keep Maximo on-prem either indefinitely or for some period of time, let's say you want to move to Anywhere and you don't want to, you're reluctant, or maybe you have some corporate initiative to really minimize or eliminate additional infrastructure internally or new systems internally. We have a third-party option for Anywhere where you can run Anywhere in the cloud for you and connect back to your on-prem Maximo, including other third-party mobile solutions as well. We can do the same thing with Scheduler Plus. So let's say you want to start scheduling work and you want to use Scheduler Plus. Maybe you're on an older version of Maximo, but you really just want to get to scheduling now and scheduling work because you see the big return on investment there. We can do that for you in the cloud while your Maximo remains on-prem, and the same thing for advanced asset management, where we can get you up on advanced asset management capabilities. These capabilities will be delivered via SaaS or the cloud while your Maximo system remains on-prem. Okay, for federal customers, we have special arrangements to handle security and risk assessments. We can obviously Maximo can reside in a FedRAMP data center at Software. We also can help with some of the other risk assessments like the NIST SB 800-53, etc. We also have a government property module that we've developed to meet all the new government property management regulations that a lot of contracting organizations are putting in place and enforcing now. For pharma and food, we combine with our QA tool that I mentioned earlier. We have the ability to get you to meet the FDA 21 CFR Part 11 requirements there. Okay, at this point, we're going to open it up for questions.
That's great, Don. Thank you. So anyone in the audience, if you have a question, just use the raise your hand function on your webinar panel, and I'll open up your line and call on you. Bear with me, Don. I'm going to scroll through our audience, looking for hands up. Also, you can text in the question if you have one. And it looks like at this point, I don't see many questions or any questions. So with that, we'll conclude this webinar. Thank you very much, Don. And for everyone in our audience, you will be receiving a link to the recording. Please feel free to download it at any time or share with your colleagues. And we hope to see you on another TRM webinar. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.